Welcome to the show. Fashion and design has always been the hallmark, especially when it comes to African American culture. The tapestry, the beautiful colors, and the manner in which it can be able to cultivate a promise of fair relationships between one another is something that has been very much a positive relationship of this gentleman here that we have today on our show. Today we have Mr. Douglas Says. Douglas Says has been a cultivator of the arts in terms of the way in which he's able to bring his talents together and create a vision that has been beautiful in many eyes. We're very happy to have you here, Doug.
I'm happy to be here.
Doug, I hate to date us, but
okay.
even though we don't see each other as often as the promise would be, from the first day that we met, we've actually followed each other's careers, and the way in which you have been able to develop yours has been something phenomenal. I really appreciate the fact that I have an opportunity to talk with you today. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for having me, really. Yeah.
Let's look back at the creation of Douglas. Douglas Says, and I asked you earlier, was that really your name? And it really is. Why don't you give me a little bit of a background history of that?
Yes, it really is my name. I started using the name Says because I was working for a job. I worked for Virgin Atlantic Airlines for like 10 years. And we started writing a blog. And in the blog, I had a fashion column. And so it was called Douglas Says.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And then from that, I just kept Says.
Right.
So then, when I'm doing shows, people pay me to do shows, and they were writing the checks in Says. So I just
went on and made it official.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a real good understanding now, because it was kind of, I have a friend of mine who her name is Gail, and she named herself Purple because she has a product line, Purple Haze.
Okay.
And she named herself Purple for the same pretty much reason.
Did she do it legally?
A lot of times,
just...
exactly. It really came across like that, and a number of individuals who are in the arts and entertainment world do things to make it an effort to show that there is an identity behind what they are doing.
I think that I used to tell my mother, because my mother, she had a problem with me changing my name at one point, and I said, well, why do you have a problem with it? I said, it's my choice.
Okay.
Everybody should have a choice in what they want to be called.
Right.
I said, you wouldn't have a problem if any of my sisters got married and they took on their husband's last name.
Right.
So Says is my choice. So what's the problem?
Right.
So I think she got it after that.
Now, you built a lot of the work that you do based upon the community that you're involved in developing those methods of the hallmark in the way it absorbs the kind of entertainment capability. Looking at the way you really stitch, because you really sew your own clothing,
Yes.
correct? And was this something that you taught yourself, or you had to learn?
Well, in the beginning, I taught myself until I went to school. So I went to Trapegan for 2 years, and I went to FIT for a year. In Jersey, Jersey fashion is really big. From me being like a little boy, most of my friends were designers, and the ones that I looked up to, they had already gone to school. So, they encouraged me to go to school, so I wanted to go to FIT first, but I didn't. I went to Trapegan first, which I'm glad I did, because it was a small school, and, you got the attention that you needed. And, we had alumni like Galanos and Joffrey Bean and Ann Klein. So it was a great school to be in the company of. So it's pretty cool.
I think one of the things that I like about your work is that I'm attracted to many of the patterns that you use, from the cut of the jacket that you have on today to the patterns that you're using with the leopard and the different ambiance of the animal culture. Now, I'm a Pisces.
Me too. Yeah.
I see how that
My
relates.
birthday's coming up, March 14th.
Mine is March 9th.
See, look at that.
And as a matter of fact, on March the 31st, you're going to be celebrating a really wonderful opportunity to be able to show off some of your designs and some of the good work that you've been doing.
Yes. March 31st is going to be my collection, which is called Black Sheep.
Okay.
And I actually named it Black Sheep because I often feel like a black sheep, you know, in whichever environment I'm in,
Right.
whether I'm in a show in Jersey or a show in New York or DC or Brooklyn, you know, I feel as if I'm the black sheep. And, you know, often the black sheep is looked at as not always positive, you know, but it's a positive thing, you know, to be a black sheep. I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. And yeah, so the name Black Sheep came to me, and that's the energy that I'm putting forth. And actually, my first model that I'll be showing a look on, she's also a Pisces.
Really? Well, the theme in terms of now, again, back to the animal pattern and looking at it, how you are really now able to drape it in a way that it has charisma, to say the least. I mean, the jacket, the pattern, the look of it, orange, the rust, or whatever you want to call it, burnt red.
It's bright orange.
I love it.
Day glow orange.
I mean, like, God knows, man, you know, you got to like figure out how you can get me in one of those bad boys. But the thing is that it also complements the pattern that you have.
Right.
Now, did you actually put this whole ensemble together?
Yeah, moments before I was to be here. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm so busy. I spend so much time on the girls, you know, figuring out what I'm going to show and what they're going to wear. But you know, I do menswear now too.
Oh, good.
So I do, you know, I do a plus line, I do a menswear line, and then I have my regular line. So all of that's encompassed in my show.
Okay.
So my show is my voice. You know, it's me speaking. It's me declaring who I am and what I do, and you know, so like when I do these local shows or you know travel to do shows, you only get a little bit. You just get a taste of what I do because we show maybe 10 looks, you know. But in this, I show anywhere from 50 to 60 pieces. So you walk away with a clear understanding, and hopefully a piece or 2 or 3. You get a clear understanding of who I am and what I stand for.
When you look at it, obviously they're original and they're custom.
Yes.
And obviously there is a price that really has to complement the time that you put into it.
Because it's like artwork.
Yeah.
You know, it's like these are like my babies. I'm birthing babies.
Wow.
You know,
and giving it up is like, I
exactly,
really don't.
You know,
I don't know where they
yeah,
go.
and
I'm like that with pictures.
Yeah,
Everyone asks me,
exactly.
"Where's my picture?" I got it in a nice book because it's a great picture.
Well, you can make copies.
Yeah,
know,
right.
you know.
True.
But oftentimes I work with sample cuts.
Okay.
And there's only that sample cut. You know?
Wow.
So I can do something similar to, you know, the same line, but a different print. You know, oftentimes. But yeah.
When you're working, and I've known many of you who have come out, you know, Chablis and others have been have been able to work with artists and entertainers and really talented people who are very well known and have their products really showcased at different award ceremonies and stuff like that. Have you had that kind of an opportunity?
Well, I don't know if I understand the question exactly, but I've had some wonderful opportunities in my career. You know, I've worked with, oh my God, so many names. I've worked with SWV.
Okay.
I've worked with Celia Cruz. I've worked with Suzanne DePass.
Okay.
I've worked with Jennifer Holliday. It's quite a few people that I've worked with. Yeah.
And we really appreciate what is coming out of New Jersey when you have these opportunities to be able to showcase real skillful methods of how people can put together garments that can show their expertise and give it to the community where it's a positive message.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's really important about the work that you do.
I think it's really important, first of all, to know thyself.
Okay.
You know? Because if you don't know yourself, then you're just really duplicating what's already out there. So I stay true to myself and, you know, in what I'm producing. So you can always find the classics, what I deem to be classics. You know, you'll always find a jumpsuit, a bodysuit, a wrap dress, an A-line, because those are the things I love, and those are the things that I grew up on. I'm putting my own spin on everything that I do, but let's be clear, I'm not reinventing the wheel.
Okay.
You know, but you know, there's a lot that you can do, you know, even still today, especially me moving into menswear, you know, that's like a whole different voice because not a lot of guys are going to put this on, you know. So
Well, it depends. You know, you could be looking forward to jumping. Go on.
I guess you're right. It all depends.
Hey, it all depends, man.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, really, and then it may be an opportunity where instead of it having the long jacket, maybe a short jacket or something tailored to an area, maybe all black instead of just that. But there are some ways in which we can be very helpful for a person like me, especially when I really am ready to step up my, you know, my whole pedigree.
Let me know when you're feeling a little bright orange.
Well, I am. I'll tell you that. And I see here, this is the magazine. It's called Swerve, and we'll be challenging an opportunity to be able to put the graphic up later on, where you were given an opportunity to be honored with the cover shot with you and one of the prominent models that is going to be here today to showcase some of the fine work that you're doing. Talk to me a little bit about that. How does it feel?
It's amazing. You know, I've had my clothes on the cover of magazines and CD covers and things like that before. However, I have never been on the cover of a magazine, and then to be with Tracy on the cover, it's phenomenal. You know, when we were approached with, you know, this opportunity, the editor called me and, you know, he was telling me he's doing a Beautiful People, you know, issue, and he wanted me to submit a picture of me and Tracy, and I said, I don't have a picture of us. Like, we have some pictures of when we're out, but you know, nothing that you want to just like put in the, you know, put in the magazine. So we worked it out where I would shoot the image or have the image shot here because he's in DC, and you know, and then submit the pictures to him. So it was a great opportunity to assemble a team that I believed in and, you know, and trusted, like Reggie Wells and James Harris and Gerard Gaskin and Kelvin Slade and Empress.
Okay.
And Tracy.
Right.
And, you know, just really put some powerful images together. So I'm wearing my own clothes in this. And
is that right? Yeah, this is just a hot piece here.
Wearing mine.
I really like that.
You know, so it was just really a wonderful opportunity, and then we got to interview each other.
Oh, really?
In the article.
Yeah.
So it tells you a lot about us.
Well, I gotta admit, man, I'm looking at some of this stuff, and guys, if you haven't seen it, Swerve Magazine, and as a matter of fact, we're introducing our own magazine, you know, Deuce Court, and we definitely want to make sure that we get some of that stuff in it. Especially during Women's History Month.
Great, we got to do a shoot.
Yeah, that'd be really wonderful. I really appreciate it.
Cover?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cover?
We can talk about it, babe.
Let's do
you know, hey, let's look at it. But let's get one of your models up, and let's look at one of these fine products that you're really putting out.
So this is Erica, and this is a play-on-play print.
A play-on-play.
Yeah, so you know, you got the black and white zebra with a little leopard.
Oh, play-on-play.
You know, and then you got the red know, trim.
Right.
So yeah, and it's a wrap jumpsuit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
now, see, it's very playful, and it happens to have an opportunity to be able to show some mystique.
You can
I like
quietly
the red.
stand out. In the crowd, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't have to shout to be noticed.
Right.
You know? All you got to do is wear Douglas says.
It's fabulous. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Erica.
Okay.
And then we have Tracy, which is the cover model for the magazine.
All right.
And Tracy and I have been together since like '87.
Is that right?
Yeah. So,
wow, that's almost going back to when you and I first met.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's even further. That's
even
further.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tracy is wearing chiffon covering.
Okay.
And
now, when you say chiffon covering, so this is
it's
not a shawl; it's more of a cape.
Tomato.
Oh, really?
You know?
Okay. All right.
Well, you know, that's also a part of design.
Look at that. Okay, I see. And she's got a
this is from
number
the new
of different
collection,
ways.
which is going to be shown on the 31st of March.
Now, the design in the area around the midsection kind of challenges an opportunity for individuals who think that there's too much to see, that it gives now a really beautiful way of being able to show off the camouflage.
Yeah.
And it's very promising.
Thank you.
Now, the colors as they are representing the relationship of the pattern that you have, it seems like this chemistry of orange. Is that going to be like your spring collection?
It's so funny that you say that because I realized, thank you so much, Tracy, you're lovely.
Yes.
You know, I realized that recently, like, you know, when I look at different things, I see, like, I use a lot of orange. You know, I use a lot of red, I use a lot of orange. But I realized more recently, especially with the cover, that I look good in orange.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, right.
So I've been using orange.
Yeah, you made the shirts and everything as well?
The shirt is not mine.
Okay.
The pants are mine.
Right,
the
right,
coat
right,
is
right,
mine,
right,
and,
right,
you
right.
know, everything in there
It's
inside
a
is
great
mine.
book, too.
Yeah.
These guys you say are out of Washington?
Out of D.C.
Okay.
You know, again, it was so amazing. You're familiar with Reggie Wells, the makeup artist, right?
Yeah.
You know, he was Oprah Winfrey's makeup artist for many years.
Okay.
And, you know, I've known him since, oh my God, since like I was like 19.
Wow.
You know, so when I put the call in for him to do this, and there was no, well, I'm not even going to say, you know,
what?
The cost of, you know,
right.
putting this whole thing
I mean,
together.
like we work together.
Yeah,
I mean, like I learned that with
they
artists.
Just rallied around.
Just come
and
on, let's
like,
make it happen.
Let's,
and you know, our names mean a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it was magic. It was a magic day.
That's really amazing. Magic, when you think about all the time that you spend in coming up with ideas so that they don't clash with other ideas, you look at it from a perspective. Do you actually sit down and watch what other creators do?
I don't, you know, because you know, it's funny because sometimes Tracy, she tries to inspire me, like, you know, look at this, look at that, look at this. I'm like, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at that. I'm like, you don't understand. What I'm doing is coming from me. I'm not trying to follow a trend. If I follow a trend, then I'm just like everybody else.
Okay.
You know, what I love and miss about the 80s is that there were a slew of designers and everybody did what they did. But now everybody buys into a trend report. So when you go to shows, if you go to Fashion Week, you'll see the same things going on.
Yeah.
Because they bought a trend report and it's saying that this is the thing to do.
Right.
So it's almost like when you're in school and the school gives you a project.
Right.
Okay, this is what we want you to focus on.
Right.
So everybody is doing this same thing. So it's almost like a machine. Somebody's dictating to you.
Yeah.
This, you know, this is not ours. You know, there is no man behind the curtain. I'm the man behind the curtain.
Right.
I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I feel like doing.
Okay.
If you want to buy it, great, wonderful. You know, that's how I feel.
When I first met you, you were creating prom dresses.
Yes, that was a big part of my income at the time. Yeah.
And you, not only a big part of your income, it was a big part of you making a lot of young ladies look good.
Yes, yes. Well, you know, and I came across so many, like the young lady who was just here. You know,
yeah, we're actually talking about Alexandra Bernard Simmons, who's the host of the Lady Boss show, and she shared with us that she had a actual dress made on her behalf in regard to that opportunity. And you know, again, you know, I always wanted to have the opportunity to be a part of what you were doing. You and Marco were together at that time. How's Marco doing?
He's good. He's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's good.
Yeah. So the thing that we think is really now going to be important is making sure that your work is part of what we're doing in my organization, We Care Partners. And we want to be firm in our method of working hard to develop that kind of opportunity. And yes, certainly I would be more than happy to come out and be a part of a photo shoot and part of the work that you're going to be doing on March the 31st. I think that's going to be really great.
What I think also a part of my whole Black Sheep situation is that what I think is really important for me to do is to, while you're here doing the grunt work, you know, you have to start to build your own legacy and put it out there so that it's available for the public to reach. And with social media, it's so easy to do. You know? The sad thing about designers before us, like Willie Smith and Lester Hyatt and Scott Barry, you know, all of those guys, you know, we didn't have social media, you know, and, you know, they had PR people, but, you know, once you're not paying that PR bill, you're no longer a factor, you know. So, and now we have like YouTube where we can post our videos. So I think it's really important to post your videos, because this is all about your legacy. When I'm gone, my work will still be here. You know, it's not like if you were doing a Black History Month thing on all those designers that are no longer here, it would be very difficult to find any items of theirs, any footage of theirs. It, you know, it would be very difficult. So I don't want it to be difficult when I'm gone. You know, I want you to be able to. right at your fingertips.
Look at it and know exactly that this was your footprint or your fingerprint. Or
exactly.
What did we call it?
My legacy.
Your
my
legacy,
baby,
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Because we have to speak for ourselves while we can.
Awesome.
You know, it's really important. So I brought like two more girls back. Well,
okay.
same girls.
Let's see the next ensemble in relationship to your legacy.
So we have Erica.
Now let's Erica is here with one of your patented hallmark selections. The jersey dresses, but with the split.
Well, you know, I do, well, actually everything I do is in Jersey.
Okay.
You know, born and raised in Jersey and working.
That's real sexy too.
You know, so everything is
and it looks
in Jersey.
Comfortable.
Yeah, you know,
and you use the materials, the comfortable materials that really shape the body well.
Exactly. Okay. Even the menswear has Jersey in it, like the pants, they stretch, you know.
Right,
so, you know, they have give. And all of this has give in it.
Right.
So it moves with you when you move.
Okay.
Thank you, Erica. You're looking up.
Yeah, absolutely. Put it together really nice. Thank you.
And then we have, you know, Tracy.
Yeah. Now, Tracy, there's a little bit of history about Tracy. Tracy was once a cover girl.
Yes.
A Clairol girl.
Well, actually, she's currently a Clairol cover
Oh,
girl.
really?
Yeah, she
okay.
Had a commercial. She had a commercial out a couple of months ago.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. She got a contract with them.
Oh, that's awesome. So, yeah.
She was a Clairol cover girl in the 80s.
Well,
and they called her back.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome, though?
It's amazing.
You know, that you can get that kind of an opportunity, that people can see that there is a unique talent that cannot be duplicated.
A unique beauty.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
That, you know, beauty it's all her own, you know, and I'm just blessed that, you know, she's shared this journey with me. You know, she wears all my clothes.
Well, before she leaves, let's talk a little bit about, again, the fabric. Why this fabric?
Why Jersey?
And here it is. You know, this is not something that's separate. This is all one piece. Was that difficult to create?
Not for me. You know, for some people find it difficult to work in Jersey fabrics.
Okay.
I don't, you know, so it's like, it's like anything else. When it's for you, it's for you.
Right.
Know? If it's for you, it's not difficult for you.
Right.
I've been working in Jersey, for a lot of years.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I started sewing in like 1979.
Right.
78, 79, something like that. And then I went to school in like 1980.
Okay.
You know, 80, 81, 82.
Right.
So, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, but it takes a long time before you get your vision together, you know. Like you can, my things are timeless, and you can wear them from then to now. Right. You know, because I still have the same vision. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy. Yes.
Yeah.
And looking at it from that perspective and knowing just how the development of it really works. As you know, I'm doing sports and entertainment, and in that capacity, and this is definitely something that I know is going to be attractive to the demographics that I'm looking
You'll have to
develop
explain
with.
It more to me.
For sure,
so we can be on the same page.
Yeah,
that would be
yeah,
great.
we'll be able to be on the same page. All I just do is give you a racket and put you on the front cover, and with the great stuff that you have, I'm sure it won't be a problem for anybody to be able to really generate with it.
We did a photo shoot together at
Yes, we
24
did.
Commerce.
Yes, we did.
You shot my niece.
That's right.
Who just became a mother.
Oh,
yeah,
congratulations for her.
Her daughter's name is Harper.
Okay.
And she was born in November, so she's like 2 months old.
Yeah, and you know, I really take pride in that because guys like Douglas and some of the other brothers that have really been in the business a lot longer than I had gave me a chance to, you know, learn how to understand, you know, angles and knowing how to be able to look at a shot and, you know, build that same kind of image that you felt would help promote your work.
Right.
And, you know, that's what's so fabulous about people who are in this industry that you can actually be able to work with.
Right.
And people like you, you know, I marvel at on a number of different occasions when I hear what you're doing, and you notice I said, wait a minute, you know, Doug, he's put this out. Let me just have a conversation. I haven't talked to him in a long time. And, you know, obviously it helps me. You know, I mean, like, it's going to do, you know, everybody's going to be on top of me now. You know, you with Douglas, and I'm sure I'm going to get some real conversations out of this.
You know, I have a book out too.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I have,
Talk to me
have
about
two
it.
books. One book is called The Muse.
Okay.
And it's about the work with the models that I've worked with over the years from like 79 to now.
Okay.
So it's a chapter on each model. I write about what it's like working with me, and then they write about what it's like working with me.
And the other?
And the other one is called The Red Dress.
Okay.
So I shot like 37 women in
Right.
the same red dress. So it's really like an accessory story, a beauty story. It's all about locations.
Okay.
It's all about, you know, we shot in Paris, London, Harlem.
That's
so
awesome.
It's
Yeah.
really cool.
So they're all on Amazon or?
They're on blurb.com.
Okay, great. Blurb.com. You'll be able to find it. You sure you're going to share with me
Yes.
a copy of that so that we
Yes,
can
yes,
talk a
yes.
little bit more about it in the next go around? We really appreciate it.
No
You
problem.
know, and we will make sure that our viewers understand that, again, there's going to be an event on March the 31st.
At the
where
Newark Public
we're going to be
Library.
at the Newark Public Library
3 p.m.
from 3 p.m. to
It's
about
like 45
5, yeah,
minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
45 minutes.
So it's going to be a fabulous show. How many pieces are you going to have? there?
60.
60. Wow. So it's going to be really quick and fast.
Yeah.
So get there early and make sure you get the right shot.
At least on time.
Hey, how about that? Well, thank you very much.
No,
you know,
thank
Doug,
you.
it's
Thank
really
you.
a pleasure. Once again,
All mine.
we're looking forward to now.
All
We
mine.
got a little promise
Thank you.
going on here. And we thank you very much for tuning in. And we'll see you again in the next edition. Thanks again and have a good evening.
Bye.